Hello, glorious souls. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the 16th of January, 2023. Hello, I'm Kel. I am a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. That means where I read the planets should essentially reflect how you can see them in the sky. And that's what we're talking about in these astrology updates, is where the planets are currently now and the energetic opportunities they hold for you. I think it's really important that we're looking at our environment. And of course, the sky includes our environment. Many cultures had a sky-based culture. They, of course, also had an earth-based culture and practice where they're looking at their surrounding environment. I would encourage you to do that as well. What season are you in? It doesn't matter what hemisphere you're in. Each local area will also have its own different environments. I can tell you the area that I live in a small patch of bushland, has different ecological communities based on the type of winds that blow through there, how hot it gets, the type of geology. So environments are very specific, and you get to relate and have a relationship with your environment, how you perceive it and interact with it, talk to it, sit in it. And then, of course, you get to have a relationship with the sky and the planets. And you've got to be looking at them where they are in this modern age, based on the information we know from technology and from modern science. So that's why I think 13-sign sidereal astrology is the way to go. And of course, there'll be continual improvement. I think with a lot of metaphysical modalities, we need to embrace what a lot of businesses and what a lot of methodology embraces, particularly scientific methodology. It has an underlying value of continual improvement. So if new information comes in, we assess it, we look at it, do we include that in our methodology? So that's why I'd love for you to give 13-sign sidereal astrology a go. So without further ado, what's going to happen the 16th of Jan, 2023, this week? The theme this week is consolidating confidence. And it's very Capricorn and it's very Saturn. And then there's a couple of reasons for that. Now, there is still a big dose of Sagittarius energy around. So let's connect in with what Sagittarius energy can mean. Based on historical myths, Sagittarius was really seen as quite joyful, expansive, exciting, curious, philosophical, spiritual. So there's all those sorts of really exciting big things. So we're going to be moving, a couple of the planets, namely the Sun and Mercury, will be moving out of Sagittarius, moving away from our galactic center. Our galactic center is a giant black hole, a massive black hole, and that we spin around it. And so that's expansive. You think about Sagittarius as expansive. Well, the galactic center is where we conjunct that, or the planets conjunct the galactic center. So there's that expansive quality. Mercury will move direct this week on the 18th of January. Mercury will start moving direct. It's been moving retrograde. So when a planet moves retrograde, there has been an opportunity the last 3 weeks to perhaps go a little bit slower, do a bit of reviewing, rejuvenating. And in Sagittarius, it's what beliefs did you want to liberate from your mind that was holding you back? What information did you want to liberate from your mind that was holding you back? What stories were you stuck in the past that was holding you back? So if we continually tell ourselves mind stories, that's where our mind thinks that we are. Many practices will tell you this. Modern psychology will tell you this, and even yoga philosophy will tell you the Vritta Samskari cycle. If you get stuck in a story in your head, your mind doesn't know the difference. It thinks that you're there and you'll continue reliving it. So did you get an opportunity to liberate yourself from some of these stories? And if you did, now that Mercury will start moving forward again, you can start making some plans. You can start laying down some dreams. Now, these are non-limiting, unlimited potential. Like, If a genie turned up for you on the 18th of January and said you have 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Like, this is crazy talk, because when we step into the field of potentiality, we're kind of stepping into the unknown a bit. And that's really where ideas lie. We come up with an idea, we go, we don't know how to make this a reality just yet, but my God, wouldn't that be an amazing thing to create? That's what I'm talking about. Now, of course, these dreams, I would encourage you to not be materialistic and potentially benefiting the greater whole. Of course, they can have individual components, because the creator inside you, your logical intelligence, your analytical intelligence, and the creator inside you, which is still in Sagittarius, that's the sun, wants to feel enlivened and wants to pour their heart into something that they love to do, of course. So that's why it still has a personal quality to it. So as we get going with our new Mercury cycle, you get to start laying down the foundations of that potentiality, feeling into it, because the feeling starts to program the reality. How would it feel to create that dream come true, right? And then you surrender it, and you surrender it to the universe, because you never know what the universe might deliver you, what opportunities the universe might deliver you. Then on the 19th of January, we have a little bit more support from the planets to help with this liberation of beliefs that are holding our potentiality back, that are potentially holding our creator back. And that's because Pluto in Sagittarius, and Pluto is kind of on the cusp between Sagittarius and Capricorn. Now, it's going to take, technically, it's going to take Pluto probably another 18 months to be closer to the stars in Capricorn than it is in Sagittarius. However, it's kind of on the precipice now. And the sun is going to meet up with Pluto in a conjunction. And this is a marriage. So when the sun and Pluto come together, they do it once a year, and it's in Sagittarius. And again, it's a great opportunity to liberate beliefs from your heart, from your feeling center, from your nervous system that's holding your potentiality back, for you to be able to feel the abundance and gratitude that you already have, to expand into the unknown. Now, Pluto is very much about the unknown. Now, this could feel one of two ways. This could feel quite destructive when you obliterate beliefs. So you could be shown something that is quite confronting, disconcerting. But I would encourage you to lean into that, because typically when we have a Pluto transit, if it's a personal transit, this is a collective transit, it can still be very enlightening. And there's usually little pockets of, or nuggets of gold, a pot of gold, perhaps in the discomfort. So I would always encourage you to lean into it, seek support where you need it. Then on the 21st of January, the sun moves into Capricorn. So it meets up with Pluto in Sagittarius, where Pluto's sort of hanging around the boundary of Sagittarius and Capricorn. So there's a little bit of an archetypal story there. Pluto's going to move into Capricorn over the next 18 months. So we've had this destructive force move through Sagittarius, destroy some of our beliefs around what maybe society looks like, beliefs around how we can get things done, beliefs around how perhaps we're living. So I'm talking from a collective perspective. Pluto moving into Capricorn might come along and destroy some more of those systems, obliterate them, which would be great, because of course we need to make some deep changes to move into new communities, new societies, new cultures, so that we can, one, survive, adapt, and hopefully start to regenerate the planet to a certain degree, start being much more of a planetary citizen. So with the sun moving into Capricorn after it's been in Sagittarius, so it's made some big dreams, some big potentialities without any idea about how it's going to get there, right? In Capricorn, the sun can now start to lay down some steps. What is your mastery? What is your wisdom? Where have you achieved? What have you achieved? You're allowed to vibe into those things. You're allowed to be proud. Write yourself, I feel proud list of past achievements. Past achievements are better to look back on, to feel grateful and, oh my God, look at what I've accomplished, rather than looking forward at your goal and going, oh my God, I'm not good enough to achieve that goal. So can you feel the difference between that vibration? Use past achievements, feeling states of past achievements to calibrate to the next goal. So of course, you need energy, which is Sagittarius, expanding outwards, and you also need Capricorn strategy, methodology, consolidation, consistent steps, learning lessons, discipline to start to bring that potentiality into reality. If you want an example of someone who is the tortoise, it is me. Everything I've ever set out to achieve, I have. It's taken me 45 years to realize that. And it's taken me 45 years to realize that sometimes going slower is not a bad thing. There's lots of things to learn along the way, and the journey is part of the experience. So as the sun moves into Capricorn, that's what you get to vibe into. And to just ramp up the Capricorn energy this week on the 22nd of January, we have a Capricorn new moon. So this is where you get to consolidate your confidence. Now it's a new moon, so it's new intentions. So by vibrating in that potentiality from Sagittarius, you've liberated some beliefs. You feel strong in your nervous system and your emotional intelligence. You're now going, okay, so how can I bring this? Okay, so where's the strategy to bring this creative project that I want to bring, or this dream, into reality? Start to lay out some steps. Then we start to move into making sure that our self-esteem and our confidence and our emotions are going to back us up. And that's where the Capricorn new moon comes in. And in Chinese philosophy, it's their new year. Now, I look at the new year as the spring and autumn equinox from an astrological perspective, but it's time to be yourself. It's time to expand into your potentiality. It's time to vibe into your confidence. Start to lay down those steps. Know that you're wise. Doesn't matter how old you are. You have expertise, and you can start to integrate that into your career goals, your business goals, and your life goals. All right. I want you to be your own best friend and advocate. And there is another aspect happening on the new moon where that marriage can come into that, and that is Saturn and Venus are conjunct. Now, Saturn is around leadership and wisdom and mastery, lessons learned, discipline. Historically, Saturn was seen as the great malefic, so maybe bad luck. But I don't think Saturn has anything to do with luck. Saturn has to do with, what are your learnings in your mistakes? What are the learnings from your failures? Because that is unique to you, and that's part of your wisdom. And along comes Venus, and Venus is your values, is your regenerative ability, is your connective ability, is your abundance that you have now, the abundance that you have now. And you're fusing that together with your wisdom and your mastery in a beautiful marriage. How do they work together to find that? What did I say? I said your own best friend and advocate. So divine justice would always advocate for you. Are you advocating for yourself? That consolidated confidence is what I'm talking about. So sometimes in the spiritual and the wellness entrepreneurship industry, I'll call it, we're always trying to be better. That's probably the personal development industry as well. We're always trying to be better. But how about we take what we've done be really proud of it, vibrate in that confidence, and then lead from there. Because that's where we'll move out of self-doubt and we'll start moving into this realm of self-love, because that's really what Venus is about. Divine justice, but also divine mercy. And they go together, and that's the balancing of the scales. And with Saturn there, we're looking at what we've learned and how it vibes into our wisdom. So that's it for this week. It's going to be an absolutely glorious week. Lean into everything. Make sure that you're supported with all the modalities that I'm sure that you have in your hip pocket and your wisdom. Remember that. And if all else fails, get outside and look at the sky. Now, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, there is an amazing thing happening. There is a comet passing by that hasn't passed by Earth in 50,000 years. Let's just look at the archetypal energy in that. This comet last passed by Earth when humans were not here. So it's going to pass by Earth and go, wow, look at little Earth there. It's come a long way since I passed by. So just to think that this comet passing by 50,000 years, and look at what Earth has done. So sometimes your dreams and your goals have a divine timing and a journey for you to go through. And of course, it's going to be amazing looking at that comet. Now, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, that comet will be visible, I think, the 1st or 2nd of February. And I will make sure I remind you so that you can go out and have a look, because apparently 50,000 years was the last time we could see it in our sky. So that's it from me this week. I certainly hope you have a wonderful week, consolidating your confidence, big faith in yourself, your wisdom, being proud, and showing us what you're made of. And if you do want to work with me, there's a number of ways you can work with me in 2023. One, you can pre-purchase my 2023 seasonal planner. That's still up for sale. You can come and join Eco Alchemy. That's my paid membership community. There's going to be more details on that coming out over the next couple of months. Or you can sign up for a birth chart session, or you can sign up for an annual astrological evaluation. That's really your personal transits. So you can go and find out the information for all 4 of those things at kellygunter.com. And I will hopefully see you on the interweb somewhere. Have a glorious week. Bye.